she's so fine. Hell of a hell of a blows my mind. Hell of a lights my day.
What's good, guys? Today is Saturday, May the 8th, 2021. I want to thank Marie722 for sending me this story, even though I had to dry up the waterworks before I did the video because it upset me that bad. It's coming out of Pittsburgh. Children found handcuffed in car lead Pennsylvania police to arrest 2 people. Police in Pennsylvania say they arrested and charged 2 people with multiple felonies after finding children handcuffed in the backseat of their car in Allegheny County. White Oak police responded to a call Wednesday afternoon at Francis McClure Elementary School, about 10 miles southeast of downtown Pittsburgh, where staff members reported that an 11-year-old child was unwilling to get into his father's car after dismissal. Quote, when school officials looked inside their father's vehicle, they noticed that the father was accompanied by an adult female passenger and 2 children who were handcuffed in the back seat, end quote, Allegheny County, whose police department aided in the investigation, said in a statement. The statement said the children handcuffed in the car were ages 7 and 10. Quote, both adults were detained and identified as 37-year-old Richard Hayes of Mount Oliver and his girlfriend, 26-year-old Natosha Bell of Rankin. Hayes was found in possession of a loaded handgun, end quote. The 2 were charged with aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and endangering the welfare of children, among other counts, police said. Police said the children described an extremely abusive home life for which they found corroborating evidence. The handcuffed children shared a mother. That's the 2 in the vehicle. The 11-year-old that didn't want to get inside of the car was the sibling of the 10-year-old in the car through their father, Hayes, police said. Judge James A. Modsnick denied bail for Hayes at an arraignment Thursday morning because he is, quote, a danger to victims, end quote, court documents say. Judge Mick Pappas set bail at $50,000, court documents show. Neither Hayes nor Bell requested a public defender, and it is unclear whether they have legal representation. Now, I'm going to play the video that goes with this story.
Police say 3 young children were handcuffed and at times locked in a dark basement without food, without water by this Pittsburgh couple, and we've learned new details since 6. Channel 11's Amy Hudak joins us, and Amy, you really have to give credit here to the school staff. They saw the warning signs and they saved those poor kids.
Lisa, it was actually a teacher who noticed something odd when an 11-year-old student didn't want to get in his dad's car at school dismissal. That tipped off an entire investigation. That little boy's dad and his fiance are now locked up here at the Allegheny County Jail in what some investigators are calling one of the worst child abuse cases in their careers. It's a house of horrors. Police say this Mount Oliver home is where Richard Hayes and Natosha Bell brutally beat, handcuffed, and locked up the 3 kids between them, ages 7, 9, and 11, sometimes for days. It started at Francis McClure Elementary in White Oak when the 11-year-old son of Hayes clued a school employee at dismissal, saying he didn't want to get in his dad's van. Police tell us Hayes forcefully tried to get the child in the back seat, and when he opened the sliding minivan door,
they noticed that there were 2 additional children handcuffed in the back seat of that vehicle.
Detective Michael Pierce says quick-thinking teachers called police and the kids were taken to Children's Hospital. Investigators say what the children told them was heart-wrenching and brought them to this family's home with a search warrant. The details are chilling, and many of the secrets were kept behind this coal cellar door. This is where the kids say sometimes they were kept for days. No running water, no lights, and a concrete floor. The children say the tiny cellar under the porch was called the hole, but there was another room in the basement the kids called the cell. Investigators say the children were locked inside with a deadbolt, sometimes for days. There was a bucket for a toilet, no lights, no water, no pillows or mattress. The children also told investigators Hayes and Bell submerged the 7-year-old's head underwater while the child struggled and kicked.
Oh, my goodness.
Neighbors say they're sickened.
Help is out there, but it's hard to get to it when you're a child. You know, you don't know who to turn to. You don't know who's going to help you.
Detectives are now hailing staff at the McKeesport Area School District heroes.
I think if it weren't for their realization of the problem, that this would have never been discovered.
The district, in response, tells me, thanks to the swift action of our administration and school police officers, we were able to notify the White Oak Police and set in motion the investigation into the alleged abuse and ensure these children's safety. A lot of people are asking, how are these kids doing tonight? We know they are in protective custody, and we are told by police that they are safe. As for the dad of two of those children, Richard Hayes, he is locked up here at the jail, and we're told he's being held without bail because he's a danger to these children. Lisa?
Amy, I got to tell you, I've covered so many different stories over the years, and these details, it takes your breath away. They're just absolutely horrific. Do you know how long the abuse had been going on?
It's a really good question. From the interviews that the children did, what we know is just what happened this past weekend. That's when they say they were locked and beaten. But from what many neighbors have told us, this could have lasted for days, if not weeks, possibly even months. Some neighbors say that even when those kids were inside, they could hear them yelling and screaming for help. Another neighbor says some of these kids, as a punishment, would have to run laps around the neighborhood. So it's really difficult to tell, Lisa, but this probably was not the first time or the only time from what we've heard from investigators and people in the lives of those children. Lisa?
Amy, this is just something else. All I can say is that we are just so relieved that those boys, that they are in a safe place tonight. Thank you for bringing us those details.
What a horrific case of child abuse. I did a video, it's been a little while now, about the kid that didn't want to stay at school. And I always thought that was strange. There was a reason that kid didn't want to be at school. Just like there was a reason that this kid didn't want to get in the vehicle with his dad. So, children give clues. You just got to be paying attention to catch them. I hope they punish these two. Oh my goodness. I hope they punish them to the fullest extent of the law and then some. They literally disgust me. Where was the family of these kids? Where was the aunties, the cousins? Where were and the neighbors hearing them call for help and did nothing? I'm telling you, this case just made me sick. I'm going to end the story on that note. Thanks for watching, guys.